All right, well, shall we get on to the next section of the show? Boone is going to help us out with a second round of Martial Artist Battle Royale. So this is what we're doing. For those that haven't listened to our previous Martial Artist Battle Royale, what we do is we pick 4 actors. We decide on their most powerful character. So not necessarily the best movie, but the most powerful character for each actor. And then we put all 4 characters into a ring and see who comes out on top. The ground rules for this Martial Artist Battle Royale is human characters only and no weapons or tools allowed. So last time around, we had 4 excellent martial artists. This time around, we've got 4 martial artists, quotation marks for some of them.
Can I laugh in your face?
We are going to talk about Wesley Snipes, Jason Statham, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Steven Seagal.
Well, Steven Seagal is just gonna die. In the beginning, so.
Hey man, give him a chance.
Hey man, he's been in some badass movies.
And he's had a pretty interesting career.
Yeah,
I guess we're talking about in their prime.
Yeah,
so,
Yeah.
What was Steven Seagal's best roles? Under Siege, right? That's his most
Shall we talk
memorable
about
character.
Steven Seagal first then?
Happy to.
Yeah, sure.
Bring up his eye. Bring up on the screen.
So yeah, early 90s, I guess, that window where the Under Siege movies came out, and A Time to Kill was probably his other big one.
Is that A Time to Kill? Hard to Kill.
Hard to Kill, that's right.
Yeah, Time to Kill is a Samuel L. Jackson
Yeah.
movie.
Yes, they deserve to die. And I hope they burn in hell.
Yes, they deserve to die. And I hope they burn in hell. I'm not sure that's Steven Seagal
That's pretty good. I got it. But his first movie, his breakout role was Above the Law.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's got movies like Under Siege. Under Siege is quite good from memory.
Under
Yeah,
Siege,
Under Siege is
and Under
good.
Siege 2 is also pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Is that the same as Executive Decision? Under Siege
No,
2?
Executive Decision, he dies. He's like a captain or something.
Right.
And then, if there's no fighting in it, Kurt Russell's the main character in Executive Decision. I remember On Deadly Ground was actually quite good. Actually, one of his lesser known movies, there was this movie called The Patriot, which I kind of have more of a fond memory of. It's pretty.
What's it about?
I think it's like some casino tycoon guys are trying to take over Native American land or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
He's like a pretty public animal rights and environmental
Yeah.
spokesperson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently. It's hard to.
He's a fucking weird dude.
Also,
It's hard
He's
to
a-
tell
yeah.
what lies and what not.
Universally known as a bit of a weird dude. Yeah.
And a massive jerk.
Can I laugh in
Yeah,
your face?
apparently he's a massive jerk.
A massive jerk.
And he's probably got one of the most awkward on camera running actions you can ever imagine. Kind of
Which is
waddles.
not ideal for an action star, is it? You got to do a bit of running. I don't think he does much running anymore.
They probably saw it in one film and they're like, yeah, let's not write that in.
I'm pretty sure they made a skit out of that on Mad TV. There's this guy who I think the skit is he's trying to teach these martial. He's in his Aikido get up, and then he's trying to teach these kids how to do martial arts, and then he's trying to teach him how to jump from roof to roof or something, and then the guy does the Steven Seagal run. It's really funny, and he just keeps slipping.
It's pretty distinct run. But I think from memory, a lot of the time, he's just kind of playing a badass, law enforcement
Yeah,
type.
he's
Right?
a cop a lot of the
And
time.
Yeah.
He doesn't really chase bad guys though. He kind of just challenges them and they try to fight him and he just schools them.
Yep.
Yeah,
he
he
falls
is-
into a situation sometimes, like in Under Siege. I think he just happens to be on the ship in the first one.
Yeah,
Sure.
he's a chef.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
But he's a chef, but he's a
I'm
former.
just a chef.
Yeah, he's a
His character's name is Casey Ryback.
he's a former Navy SEAL, as it says here. Yeah. I remember I remember Tommy Lee Jones being quite camp in this movie as well.
Yeah, that was that
Yeah.
classic 90s cheese, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where Steven Seagal kind of belongs. I think he's come up in a time where you could get away with that kind of action, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you could also get away with lying about anything and nobody's able to Google it and find out you're lying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It came in a time in Hollywood where there wasn't that many kind of martial artists doing their martial art on screen.
Yeah.
And like he might have been one of the first American guys to really pioneer that kind of martial arts action in Hollywood. I can't really think of anyone before him. Chuck Norris, maybe.
Yeah, Chuck Norris has been there for a long
Chuck
time.
Norris. But
yeah, no, definitely he brought like a certain level of charisma as well.
Yeah.
Like he's got that voice, you know.
ponytail.
Yeah.
He's got the ponytail, yes. And yeah, he's got Aikido,
Aikido.
which, you know, maybe fake martial art, but who knows?
So he's actually super respected in like Aikido circles.
Oh,
I heard that he's super respected. Yeah.
He'd go.
Apparently the first American to teach Aikido in Japan.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
at these like seminars, for lack of a better term, there's like
Yeah.
they get like hundreds of people there, like just worshiping this dude, and he's just
Sure.
like, you know, he's just throwing dudes in a bit of a show.
Yeah,
They
I've seen the
love
clips.
it. Yeah, people love it.
Yeah. Apparently, he's got like a very large antique sword collection as well. And
Checks out.
auction houses often call him to consult and appraise stuff. You know, once again, difficult to sift through the lies, but let's talk about some of his characters. Yeah, so we've mentioned Hard to Kill. His character is Mason Storm. Oh, okay. Under Siege, Casey Ryback, the chef, as mentioned. Executive Decision, his character's name is Lieutenant Colonel Austin Travis, and I believe he gets sucked out of the airplane very early on in the film, right?
Fighting in that movie. Someone even like
Does a bit of
consider-
shooting, yeah.
Yeah.
The Glimmer Man, remember the Glimmer Man?
I saw it years ago, but I don't remember anything
I
about
just
it.
remember the TV ad for the Glimmer Man.
The Glimmer Man. They'd see nothing but shadows. Then a glimmer. Then
He was also in Exit Wounds. Remember Exit
Yes,
Wounds?
with
Yeah.
DMX.
DMX,
R.I.P.
And
yeah.
Half
RIP,
Past
yeah.
Dead.
Alright,
with,
and Half
with,
Past,
with
Half Past.
Ja Rule, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Damn.
Oh, it's on Netflix apparently.
Alpha's dead. So his characters often, of course, they use Aikido.
Yeah.
But they also use a lot of guns and knives, right? Which are
Yeah.
obviously taboo in this martial artist battle royale.
Just does a lot of slapping, I guess. That's what
Yeah,
it
a lot
looks
of
like.
hand fighting stuff.
Yeah.
It's like kind of what he's known
He
for.
usually
in
never
his
really
movie.
struggles when he fights people. Like he's usually like quite
He's pretty OP in all of his movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true. Yeah.
Which is, I'm not sure if that's just Seagal ego.
That's
It
definitely
probably is,
Seagal,
yeah.
yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure if we can really account that into the skill though. Like,
Well, I mean, if we're talking just in the in-universe of these films, it comes down to the character skill, right? So
Yeah.
the characters are so skilled that nobody is a match for them.
Yeah,
Doesn't make sense.
he's
Seagal
hard.
was
He's hard to
just
kill, man. He's hard to kill, man.
I reckon all his characters are probably of similar skill
they're all
level.
the same.
They're all the same character, man.
Except for Casey Ryback, who can cook.
Yeah.
I think that puts him above the others.
Yeah.
That's true. So yeah,
Let's give it to Casey Ryback,
We'll give it
shall
to
we?
Casey.
That's one of the only movies I somewhat remember.
I think they're the ones that I remember the most for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so our first contestant is Casey Ryback. Woo. Who should we talk about next?
Wesley Snipes, I guess. We
Yeah,
can go
let's
in
get
list order.
some diversity, shall we?
I like Wesley Snipes. He's got the Blade movies.
Yeah, I was gonna
but,
say Blade
you
is
know,
probably his most
Yeah, that's his
powerful
most
character.
powerful part. He's
since
a
he's
vampire.
not a human
He's
though.
half human.
Oh, it's
though.
true.
So half of Blade's martial artist battle royale. So Wesley Snipes has done some like dramatic roles as well. I think that's kind of different from the other people in this list. He was in Michael Jackson's Bad music video.
Yep.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he
That
fights him.
character is probably pretty badass, right?
Yeah.
Passenger 57.
Yep. He's
He plays John Cutter. He's just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
kind of
in
guy.
US Marshals as well. It was just basically just a remake of The Fugitive.
This
So,
guy
like-
right here, though, Demolition Man.
Demolition
What do you
Man,
reckon?
yeah.
Simon Phoenix from Demolition Man. I really like Demolition Man.
Demolition Man's a great movie.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Kind of ahead of its time, right?
I think so.
was.
Yeah.
Stallone helmed film.
Seen that other one as well, like Art of War. Is that his movie?
The Art of War. Yeah. He just plays some guy.
He's a detective or something
Yeah, he's
in
a
that?
detective. I remember because he snaps
Yeah,
this
he-
chick's neck. And I remember when I was a kid, I was watching it. I was like, oh, this is brutal. It's like it's like a hit woman, and then like when he fights her, he just snaps her. I was like, oh Jesus, like calm down, man. Like,
Ooh, Money Train.
Money Train, his character John from Money Train. Does he do any fighting in that movie?
I think he does. Yeah.
Kind of like a heist film, right?
Yeah, it's more of a
Yeah.
heist film.
Woody Harrelson.
Probably one of the more commercially successful films that he's
Jennifer
done.
Lopez, I
Yeah.
think, is in that film.
Correct.
aside from Blade, a lot of his characters are usually like seems to be like detectives or
Yeah, but
yeah.
they're usually
just people that
detectives that
can't,
can
like, yeah.
fight, though.
but like he usually takes a little bit of damage.
His character in U.S. Marshals is really skilled, right?
Yeah, but he's not a
Showdown.
fighter. He's just running away from Tommy Lee Jones,
But he
who's
can
like
fight when
setting up
confronted.
perimeters all the time.
He's setting up a lot of perimeters.
I always get that movie like mixed up with The Fugitive. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's kind of
'cause
the same thing.
It's a
the same.
sequel, I think, or it's in
a
the same
sequel.
universe.
It's- yeah, because
really?
Tommy Lee Jones
that
is
makes
reprising
sense.
his
Same
character.
character.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
But no, I think Demolition Man, his character Simon Phoenix. So Simon Phoenix was like a terrible bad guy back in the in-universe 80s
Yep.
or something.
Yep.
And then like he and Stallone's character, I forget Stallone's character's name, but they have like an ongoing rivalry.
Yeah.
His name is Spartan. That's right. So it's Spartan versus Phoenix, and like, but then they both end up getting frozen and end up in the future.
Yep.
With Sandra Bullock.
What was the reason for them to freeze?
I think that was his punishment. I think his Phoenix's punishment was freezing, getting
Yes.
frozen. And then like Spartan, because of all the destruction that he caused.
Yes.
Because he blew
was
up
the
a
cop.
building.
Yeah, he blew up the building.
And they
Yeah.
think, initially they think there's a bunch of like civilians in the building. So when it blows up, like, he's like, a mass murderer, basically. So they
Yeah,
freeze Stallone as well. So they're both being punished.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah, like, but when Phoenix gets frozen, he, like, the bad guys, they intend to thaw him out, but before they do, they give him a lot of programming to make him like really good at stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
He
that's when
beats
they,
up a lot of people in Demolition Man.
yeah, like
Yeah.
at a museum. Or something, yeah. He runs amok, but they're like all kind of pacifists as well, though.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
it
they're
like
scientists.
isn't it like a super like woke like future?
Yeah,
apparently,
yeah.
like when they've
It's
abolished
time,
like
man.
everything.
It's time. Yeah, they imagine future San Francisco as like a really like woke society
Yeah.
that you
A
can't
woke utopia.
you can't make physical contact.
You can't make physical
Yeah,
contact.
yeah.
You can't swear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no toilet paper anymore. There's
Yeah,
three
they use
seashells.
like a conch or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So like Simon Phoenix being like really good at karate or whatever, and also having that like 80s 90s mentality of like destruction.
Yeah, he's a really bad guy.
He's a bad guy in this film.
He's got a little bit of crazy psychoticness going for him in those,
Yeah,
in those
I'm,
movies for sure.
Yeah, I'm surprised because I'm just looking at like Wesley Snipes' other action films, and they're just like not really that memorable aside from Blade. But
I'm
Blade.
surprised 'cause he's pretty good in Blade, to be fair.
Yeah.
The fighting and stuff like
Oh,
that.
he's really good in Blade.
Yeah.
I think he can actually do stuff when
Yeah.
he's not being too lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't he do like kickboxing?
Yeah,
That's
he can,
his,
he
like,
can
yeah,
fight.
He can fight. Well, yeah,
He's good at that. He
Sure.
can fight, he can
Yeah.
evade tax.
Yeah. Not forever though.
So are we going with Simon Phoenix?
Is it Simon Phoenix from the movie Demolition Man or Simon Phoenix from the video game Demolition Man? Let's go with the movie. All right, we're all happy with Simon Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to
Jason Statham, then.
Jason Statham.
Oh, fucking Jason Statham. Jason Statham from The Meg 2, man.
I have a feeling Jason Statham has a lot
He has
of
a lot.
formidable characters.
The Beekeeper, man.
Hasn't come out at time of recording.
Beekeeper, Wrath of Man.
But at the same time, his skill set seems to be kind of the same in most of them,
True.
right?
Except for in the Meg where he can also swim.
Hey, man, he was an
Olympic diver,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's been in a lot. He's been in The Mechanic. He's in the
He's been in
Fast. He's in
shitloads
the
of
Fast
movies, man.
series. He's the Transporter. I think the Transporter is probably his most famous outside.
For sure.
Like, yeah.
What
Yeah.
about Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw?
Oh, yeah, he's pretty
Yeah.
badass in that too, actually.
He's badass in that, but those are shit movies.
What about
so-
Turkish from Snatch?
Doesn't do much
No,
fighting
doesn't
in
do any
that.
fighting. He'd just get owned. Yeah.
He's in Ghosts of Mars. Okay. Oh, he's in the one.
He's in
Remember the
Killer-
one? We talked about the one in the last martial artist battle.
Yeah. He's in Rouge Assassin as well.
Yeah.
He is in
He's worked alongside Jet Li. He can keep
yes.
up with Jet. He doesn't really fight Jet Li. I think he's on the same side as Jet Li in
Yeah, I
both
think
of
so,
those
yeah.
films, right?
Yeah. He's good. I mean, like, I think people like watching him on screen.
For sure.
Yeah.
He's really good, yeah.
Yeah, so
He's very charismatic. I really enjoy a Jason Statham movie.
Do you prefer him in his Guy Ritchie period or like his action phase?
Ooh.
Because he's pretty good in the Guy Ritchie
He's good
film.
with the Guy
He's
Ritchie
Cockney
stuff, but he's
right?
he's also super entertaining to watch in his action. I like those Guy Ritchie movies a bit more,
yeah.
like
I think
as films. Yeah,
He's probably more replaceable in the Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah,
Whereas in movies like
you're
The
probably
Transporter, it's like
He's got the physicality.
He is the
Yeah,
transporter.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like people
yeah,
just
yeah.
that's Jason Statham.
and
Absolutely.
he's sure in the
He's Shaw
Yeah.
and Law Hobbs.
Yeah.
He's Shaw. He's Shaw.
he Shaw? I don't know.
Pretty sure he's Shaw.
Luke Hobbs is the Rock, right?
Yeah, Luke Hobbs.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. Yeah. So his character in The Transporter's name is Frank Martin. So Frank Martin's skill sets: he can fight, he can drive,
Yes.
he can
Same as
he can
Shaw.
keep a tight schedule.
Is he just the equalizer?
He's very neat and tidy, isn't he?
Because he's a transporter.
Yeah. I mean, he's got some fucking amazing feats, this character in the Transporter films. I think this was in the trailer of the Transporter film, but they took it out for the movie. But he deflects like an RPG with like
With
a
the-
dinner tray.
dinner
Yep. Yep. I remember that.
There's a point in
That's not even his most wild thing he's done. The wildest shit was when he like flips the car over
Yeah,
and
in
takes the
Transporter
bomb.
2.
There was a 2? Yeah.
Yeah. So he sees there's a bomb underneath his car, right? And he remembers there's like a crane with a hook. So what he does is he drives really fast to the crane and flips his
Flips
car
this car.
upside down and unhooks the bomb from his car.
As you do.
Keeps driving.
He was also in the Crank series.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one where like his heart has been
Yeah.
replaced with like a battery motor, so he has to like lick like electricity or something to like keep it charged.
Yeah, or
And
he needs like adrenaline.
Yeah,
So he
yes.
needs to like have sex and stuff as
Yeah,
well. to
so he
keep
has
going.
sex with like Amy Smart in the middle of like in public.
Is his character Chev Chelios strong?
He's like a hitman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like quite strong.
I would say he's as strong as the transporter. Yeah.
Because the thing about the Transporter is he often fights big groups of guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like beating up mobs.
Yeah. Okay. Death Race. Anyone seen Death Race?
No, I haven't seen Death Race.
What about his character from the Expendables franchise, Lee Christmas?
He's pretty
yeah.
He's pretty badass in the
He's pretty badass in that
Expendables.
one, yeah.
But he's
Ex-special
often
forces
using
of some
like
kind.
He's using knives. Yeah.
Or brass knuckles.
And brass knuckles.
He's
Yes.
been leaning on those brass knuckles for a bit. Yeah. But he's older as well.
That's
I guess
true.
He was also, Wrath of Man, the other Guy Ritchie movie.
his character's name is H in that movie
He's
apparently.
a mysterious man.
He was in Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre
Yeah.
as Orson. I've seen that film.
Yes.
I think it's okay.
it's okay. It's okay. It's kind of forgettable, but it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we're not picking Jonas Taylor from The Meg 2, The Trench, and The Meg.
Nah,
He kicks a shark in the face, man.
yeah,
a
it's
big
true.
shark.
Yeah, and
Giant
he fights as
prehistoric
well.
shark.
He's like he's basically Jason Statham in that movie.
In the second movie, he's basically Jason
yeah,
Statham.
he like kicks him.
Don't think he does as much fighting in the first
Nah.
movie.
I haven't seen any of the Meg movies, so
Yeah.
this, I can't vouch for his strength in any of them.
Yeah.
But he's kicking,
basically-
he's kicking the Meg in the face. He's got to be pretty
He's
strong.
kicking him, he
Well,
kicks him.
he's kind of keeping it at bay, right? With the help of a big chain.
Yeah.
But Deckard Shaw was able to fight The Rock and survive. So, and The Rock is much bigger than him, so that's
Yeah,
a
it's
pretty
like,
good
oh.
effort, isn't it?
Your contracts were like, Does Jason Statham have one of those contracts where
I
you
think he
can't
does.
like
I
take
think he does
damage?
now,
Yeah.
I'm inclined to go with the Transporter.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know
I'm gonna
about
go
you
with the
guys.
transporter.
I think
Frank
that's
Martin.
probably the most logical choice.
Yeah.
It's his quintessential role.
It is his quintessential role.
Would it
yeah.
be the Transporter wearing his cleanly pressed suit, or would it be the Transporter half naked, covered in oil? I mean, it's most powerful when he's
Is that
covered
his,
in oil.
is that his
isn't it?
final form?
But technically, that could be used as a weapon.
The oil.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
basically a weapon.
That's fair. All right. Stock Transporter then. Frank Martin is in the ring. All right, our last actor is Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, JCVD.
don't challenge him.
challenge me, man.
Do not. Just
Don't
don't do
challenge
it.
him.
So immediately what springs to mind is Colonel Guile.
I'm gonna get my boat.
He is technically human, Colonel Guile.
It's true. It wouldn't have been my first choice.
What is your first choice then?
I think when I think of Jean-Claude Van Damme, like kickboxer always comes to mind.
Yes.
I think of Hard
Yeah.
Target.
Yeah,
Oh, like John
kickboxer. What's the
Woo,
other
yeah.
one?
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport.
Universal
yeah.
Soldier.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Universal
Yeah.
Soldier,
Yeah.
he's not human, except maybe the start of the film.
Oh yeah, that's
He's
true.
like, it's one of those Robocop situations, right?
Yeah.
There's the
Cyborg.
quest as well, which is like actually
like-
about him like beating up everyone that's good at fighting.
Yeah.
And coming out on top.
Does he fight a sumo wrestler in that film?
Then
Which
that
one?
rings a bell.
Is that the birth of like the split nut punch thing?
it might
Because
be.
like Johnny Cage is modeled off Van Damme,
Yeah,
right?
I think
But
so.
I forget
Oh, yeah.
which movie Van Damme.
Might have
I
been.
think
Is it a
maybe
Kickboxer?
Bloodsport or Kickboxer.
Oh no, Bloodsport.
The one where he's got the red sash around his waist. Hard Target.
Yeah, I'm thinking Hard
Hard
Target.
Target, man.
Hard Target is a sick
Chance
movie.
Boudreaux. You remember this film, Ben?
It's like John Woo's second
I
best
haven't seen it.
American film.
I have not seen Hard
Oh, I
Target.
haven't seen Hard Target.
I think
It's
it's on
great.
Netflix, man. Treat yourself. Hard
Yeah,
Target
got a
is-
really
is-
deliciously over the top Lance Henriksen performance as well.
Yeah.
So he catches, he's like, oh god, go get him. What are you waiting for? Kill him. Like, yeah,
it's pretty much it.
Henriksen.
I can
Gets
picture
really
it.
accurate, yeah.
The premise is Lance Hendrickson is running like a organization that secretly hunts humans for sport.
Yep,
So
yep.
he like caters to rich people that want to
Yeah.
hunt humans.
But Van Damme is a hard target.
Yeah, Van Damme is a hard
He's a hard
target, so
target.
they're trying to hunt him. But he's like this kind of like Louisiana street smarts guy, so he knows like the swamp, and he uses like a snake
He
as a
uses
trap
snake,
at one
yeah.
point.
So he evades them, sets booby traps.
And then kickboxes them at the end or something.
Sounds sick.
Yeah, it's a fucking sick movie.
Yeah, it's a John Woo movie, you know.
Yeah.
So there's bits where he like pumps dudes.
It
like,
feels really
full of
John Woo.
iron.
It's like
yeah.
John Woo before Hollywood like sucked all the life out of
Yeah.
John Woo. So like Lance Hendrickson has like this long black coat
Yeah,
on for
yeah.
a lot of the time. There's definitely a dove or pigeons in there. He's got like this weird like pirate gun. It's like his signature gun. And he can only load like one bullet in it at a time.
yeah.
He uses it for like the kill shot. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like dramatically loading like this single round into this like long
yeah.
pistol.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah,
I'm queuing this up.
yeah. we should watch it.
It's a great
It's
movie,
a great
man.
movie.
What else is Van Damme got? Yeah, Colonel Guile from Street Fighter.
He does a couple of moon kicks.
He does some moon kicks.
Oh, he's a double impact with Dennis Rodman.
Oh yeah,
Double impact with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's right. The Quest, as mentioned, Christopher Dubois.
I think that was the very first Van Damme movie I ever saw because I remember watching it on the plane. On the way to Thailand when I was like 6 years old. I'm like, oh, what is this movie, The Quest? And I remember like it was like this old guy comes in and like beats the shit out of all these old like dudes at a bar, and then like he sits down to tell his story, and then he's like, yeah, it's The Quest. Oh, that's a classic.
It's a classic, right? It's
Yeah.
like classic, like you go off and do a random martial arts tournament that
Yeah.
has very few rules.
The
a la
Quest. I want to
Mortal
watch
Kombat.
it.
Yeah, it came out similar time to the Mortal Kombat movie as well.
Yeah,
so
96,
So that
yeah.
tournament style martial art movie was really in vogue at the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff, that one. Anything recent
Expendables.
from the Expendables 2?
Don't
yeah.
challenge me as
Challenge him. He is pretty imposing, isn't he? that
Very
guy?
evil.
very evil.
Yeah, very evil.
His name is Villain.
Yeah, yeah, very. Yeah.
Genius writing.
Stallone was just like, what do you write?
Writing is no fun.
Like he put it there as a placeholder.
Villain.
Jean-Claude rocks up on set. But Stallone realizes he hasn't finished the script. He's like, oh, so my character's name is Villain. Like he mispronounces it. And Stallone's just like, yeah. The character's name is Villain.
Yeah, you know, I just thought it would be good to probably call you Belaine.
Challenge him. Yeah, I mean, he does some stuff in that. He fights Stallone at the end. You
Yep.
know, Barney is obviously, a professional killer who is the lead in these Expendable movies, and nobody's been able to kill him. And Villain kind of goes toe to toe with him.
Yep.
He does a few like jumping roundhouse kicks, which I feel like maybe Stallone. I mean, maybe Jean-Claude did for himself.
Yeah, that was like his trademark was like the roundhouse.
I reckon he did it himself.
Yeah.
Did that really viral TV commercial? Like,
where he does the splits.
where he does the splits.
between the trucks.
And I think he did the splits for real. So, and he was pretty old when he did that. So I'm guessing all the stunts, the kicking ones anyway, would have been him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's his thing.
He kicks the knife into Liam and work. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Like spin kicks.
You know why, Tavi? Because he challenged him. Respect must be taught. Villain. Villain. Fucking hell.
It's I'm inclined to pick, but like Boone hasn't seen the movie, but I would pick Hard Target Van Damme.
Like for the mullet alone, man.
He sounds like a badass.
He's like the most he's got the most skills.
But yeah, I mean he's got the fighting ability, right? But then he's also got like the trapping ability and the tracking ability.
Yeah.
Like he's got that kind of, he's almost like Wolverine. He can smell people coming a mile away kind of thing. And he can shoot, even though that doesn't, factor into this martial artist battle royale. All right, are we happy putting Chance Boudreaux in the ring?
Yeah, I'll put it in there. I'm just going to load up a fight scene on YouTube.
Do you want me to put it up?
Yeah, you can put it up.
Are you convinced, Boone?
I think we have the winner.
We'll see. So we've got our 4 contestants, right? We've got Steven Seagal's Casey Ryback from Under Siege. We have Wesley Snipes' Simon Phoenix from Demolition Man. We have Jason Statham's Frank Martin from the Transporter series. And we have Jean-Claude Van Damme's Chance Boudreaux from the Hard Target movie.
Well, Simon Phoenix would just lose because in this universe, he's a bad guy and bad guys never win. So that's just like, he's lost.
Who do you think is taking him down, though? You think they team up on him? They recognize that this motherfucker's crazy, and they just none of his karate skills.
He's got like a weird future suit on.
It's pretty hard for the other 3 because they all have the same kind of set of skills in terms of like beating up a lot of dudes at the same time.
Yeah, they do. They do a lot of beating up a lot of dudes at the same time. Do you think Chance Boudreaux's Louisiana instinct helps him at all in this fight?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Do you think he can find a snake somewhere and attack it at
the task at hand is pretty clear.
Yeah, I guess like he kind of doesn't have a hometown advantage, and he's not really like he's shooting a lot of guns in Hard Target as well.
Yeah, he's also got the element of surprise for a lot of the time.
Yeah,
right. So he kind of banks on that, on like sneaking up on people. Whereas Frank Martin is more like a head-on kind of guy. Like there's like in the Transporter, he like basically just fly kicks through the door of the bad guy's house, right?
Yeah.
And beats up all the guys there.
He's kind of almost superhuman in the Transporter movies, even though he's not technically.
But anyway, are any of them working together though? It's the thing.
Steven Seagal wouldn't work together. Do you reckon like Statham and Van Damme would just kill Seagal because he's a massive jerk?
Should I laugh in your
It's not
face?
even Casey Ryback. It's just Steven
Seagal.
Just like,
So
who
this
do we
is like
hate
the extra
more?
diegetic. It's just like like fuck Steven Seagal. He's a
Steven
massive
Seagal
jerk.
also probably looks the most out of shape as well out of all of them.
Yeah, I guess so.
I feel like he doesn't use as many kicks as well.
Yeah.
Like
He's not used to it. Like usually the guys he's fighting, like they try to punch him and he just grabs their fingers and like flips them.
He
does
deflects.
yeah.
He deflects their punch and then like
does a bit of
he
slapping.
tosses them.
You can't slap Statham and Jean-Claude. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine anybody slapping Frank Martin. Nah, I think Casey Ryback is out for 2 reasons. I think he just doesn't have the abilities to best any of them, but also because he's got the overconfidence to like get himself into trouble.
That's true.
I think he'd be the first to walk in and challenge Chance He'd go up to Frank Martin and be like, nice suit.
Yeah.
And then Frank Martin would just like
I think like
usually the guys just fall down when I do that.
Alright, so let's take out
Okay. Chance Boudreaux and Frank Martin are left then. Facing off
the ultimate
against each
face
other.
off.
Yeah.
I think
Well, we know which one has the better hair.
that's true. Well, one of them actually has hair.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
If we're talking about like technique, like a spin kick is pretty like what's it advertised is you can really
Telegraph.
That's it. Yeah, it's
I feel
so
like there'd
like.
be a point in this fight where they're spin kicking each other and just not connecting.
Well, there's that move that they do in some martial arts movies where they like cut those. It was in something, and they like they keep spin kicking each other.
Yeah, you're thinking of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yes, when Raiden fights a bunch of ninjas, there's a bit where like they're just spin kicking each other and not connecting with anything.
It rings a bell.
There's also a bit in fucking one of the Star Wars films where they're like spinning their lightsabers around, but no one's hitting no one.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. I think there'd definitely be a point in the fight where they're doing that.
That's in Revenge of the Sith.
That's I think the transporter is more used to being in scrapes. I think Chance Boudreaux is kind of like he was in it and then he was out of it.
Yeah,
and
he's kind of thrusted in. It sounds like he's just thrusted into this situation that he doesn't want to be in.
Yeah.
But he's equipped to deal with it.
and he's kind of on the back foot for a lot of the movie. Like he's running away from the people and having to evade them and having to hide and like bide his time.
Yeah, whereas the transporter is one of the most OP action heroes.
He just
He's a
goes
bit more
in.
of a man of action, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he just goes
And
in.
it's a little bit more nimble as well. Like I said, like you just like
Especially when it's greased up.
like he spots like man trying to do a spin kick. He just get out of there, just dodge it.
Yeah. I think in this situation, Frank Martin would take Chance Boudreaux. If it was like in the swamps of New Orleans, then probably Chance Boudreaux would win.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in the ring, I think Frank Martin takes this one.
Yeah.
So our winner is Frank Martin.
Yeah.
I fucking won the Battle Royale. I won it. I'm the transporter.
Means more than this Oscar that he's going to get for Expendables 4.
Yeah. No, he's gonna get the Oscar for the Beekeeper. Yeah. It's a movie that I actually really want to see.
Yeah, it's all right, man.
Yeah, it's I'm
Dad
just a
action.
beekeeper.
Kills the guy with honey.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Oh well.
All right, I think that's us for tonight. Thank you everyone for listening. Did you agree with our picks for the Martial Artist Battle Royale round 2? Who would you like to see come up in round 3? Let us know. You can get in touch with us at twoasianblokes@gmail.com. You can join our Facebook group to be part of the conversation, or you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Two Asian Blokes to see what we're up to. Thank you to Boone for joining us for this extra long episode.
No worries. Can't wait for the next shitty action movie.
Yeah,
Expend 5 balls.
It's true.
We'll probably do Beekeeper or something.
We'll do something. Yeah, sure.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. See you
All
later.
right, see you
Peace
later,
out.
guys.
Bye.